Hello and welcome to Encyclopedia's YouTube channel. It's awfully good of you to drop by. I was just thinking, about places that take you by surprise, the sort of place that makes you tilt your head a bit and go, well, I never. And that, my friends, is precisely the kind of journey we're about to embark on, metaphorically speaking, of course. No need to pack your bags just yet unless you're particularly keen. We're off to discover a little corner of the world that's rather special, a place tucked away where you might not expect such distinctiveness. It's a city that hums with a different tune, a melody that echoes across vast plains and through unique, colorful structures. Today we're setting our sights on Elista. Now, Elista might not be the first name that springs to mind when you think of Russia. You're probably picturing Moscow's grandeur or St. Petersburg's canals, and fair enough, those are splendid. But Russia, you see, is a vast and wonderfully varied tapestry. And Elista is one of its most vibrant, unexpected threads. It's the capital of a republic called Kalmykia, and it holds the rather fascinating title of being the only Buddhist region in Europe. Imagine that, a little pocket of Eastern philosophy and tradition, flourishing amidst the expansive landscapes of southern Russia. It's quite the thing, really. Our little exploration today aims to peel back the layers of this intriguing city. We'll have a wander through its culture, peek into its traditions, and maybe even get a figurative taste of its rather distinctive cuisine. Think of it as a friendly chat over a garden fence, only the garden is a city and the fence is, well, this page. I want to share with you why Elista isn't just another dot on the map, but a place with a real palpable soul, a character all its own. It's a city that gently reminds us that the world is full of wonderful surprises, if only we take a moment to look for them. So if you're ready for something a little out of the ordinary, something that might just broaden your horizons without you even having to leave your comfy chair, then you're in the right place. We're going to try and capture the essence of Elista to understand what makes it tick and why it's a destination that offers a truly unique glimpse into a culture that has traveled thousands of miles and hundreds of years to be what it is today. It's a story of resilience, faith, and a remarkable ability to maintain a distinct identity. Let's begin, shall we? Right then, Elista, picture this. You're traveling across the vast, seemingly endless steppes of southern Russia. It's a landscape that stretches out all big skies and rolling grasslands. And then, appearing almost like a mirage, you find Elista. It's not a massive, sprawling metropolis, mind you. It's more of a modest-sized city, but what it lacks in sheer scale, it more than makes up for in sheer unadulterated character. The first thing that might strike you is the quiet dignity of the place, a sort of calm that seems to emanate from its very core. It's a city that doesn't shout for attention, it simply is, and that's rather charming in itself. The very existence of Elista as a predominantly Buddhist city within Russia is frankly astonishing. The Kalmyk people who form the heart of this region are of Mongolic descent. Their ancestors migrated westwards from Dzungaria, now part of Xinjiang, China, way back in the 17th century, bringing their unique language, culture, and most significantly their Tibetan Buddhist faith with them across the vast Eurasian landmass. Think about that journey for a moment. It's an epic tale of migration and settlement, a testament to the human spirit's desire for a place to call home. And they found it right there on the European steppe. This historical backdrop is crucial to understanding Elista. It's not just a city, it's the culmination of a long and often arduous journey. This makes it fundamentally different from many other Russian cities whose histories are more directly tied to Slavic or Orthodox Christian roots. Walking through Elista, you get this gentle, pervasive sense of something ancient and resilient. It's in the faces of the people, in the symbols you see, and in the very air you breathe. It's a layer of history that's both visible and invisible, shaping the city's identity in profound ways. So, when you arrive in Elista, you're not just stepping into another Russian provincial capital. You're stepping into a cultural enclave, a place where Europe meets Asia in a way that's quite unlike anywhere else on the continent. The architecture will give you clues, the language will sound different, and the spiritual atmosphere is distinctly Eastern. It's this delightful incongruity, this beautiful blend of influences that makes Elista such a fascinating place to begin with. It's a reminder that cultural boundaries are often more porous and surprising than we tend to imagine. Now let's talk about the people, the Kalmyks themselves. Their culture is the lifeblood of Elista. the very essence that makes the city so unique. It's a culture deeply rooted in nomadic traditions. Even though many Kalmyks now live settled lives in the city, you can still sense the echoes of the steppe, that heritage of resilience, resourcefulness, and a profound connection to nature. It's a spirit that has endured through centuries of change, political upheaval, and even forced displacement during the Soviet era. That very survival is a testament to the strength and tenacity of their cultural identity. One of the most visible and defining aspects of Kalmyk culture in Elista is, of course, Tibetan Buddhism. It's not just a religion, it's a way of life that permeates many aspects of society. You'll see prayer flags fluttering in the breeze, stupas, Buddhist shrines, dotted around, and the serene faces of Buddha depicted in various forms. This spiritual foundation brings a certain calmness and introspection to the city's atmosphere. It influences art, music, festivals, and daily interactions, fostering values like compassion, respect for elders, and a mindful approach to life. It's quite a contrast to the hustle and bustle you might associate with other urban centres. Hospitality is another cornerstone of Kalmyk culture, a tradition likely stemming from their nomadic past, where welcoming a stranger was paramount. Visitors to Elista often speak of the warmth and friendliness of the local people. There's a genuine curiosity and openness, a willingness to share their customs and stories. This isn't a put-on for the tourists kind of thing. It feels deeply ingrained. Imagine being welcomed into a home, offered tea and perhaps some bortsoki. We'll get to those later, don't you worry, and made to feel like an honoured guest. That's the kind of genuine human connection that still thrives here. Beyond the spiritual and social aspects, Kalmyk culture also boasts a rich artistic heritage. There's traditional throat singing, an incredible vocal technique that produces multiple pitches simultaneously. Quite something to hear, believe me. There are intricate dances that tell stories of heroism and the beauty of the steppes. And then there's the epic poem Jangar, a cornerstone of Kalmyk oral tradition, recounting tales of heroes and mythical lands. These artistic expressions are not just museum pieces, they are living traditions passed down through generations and celebrated with pride in Elista today, keeping the spirit of their ancestors vibrantly alive. When you delve a little deeper into daily life in Elista, you start to notice the subtle yet persistent influence of age-old traditions and customs. These are the threads that bind the community together, the unspoken rules and rituals that give the life its unique Kalmyk flavor. Many of these customs revolve around respect for elders, respect for nature, and respect for spiritual practices. It's a gentle framework that guides interactions and maintains a sense of harmony within the community. You see it in the way people greet each other, in the reverence shown at religious sites, and in the careful preservation of their heritage. One prominent tradition is the celebration of significant Buddhist festivals. Tsagan Sa, meaning White Month, is the Kalmyk Lunar New Year, a time of renewal, family gatherings, and feasting. It's a period filled with specific rituals, such as offering prayers for good fortune and visiting relatives to exchange well wishes. Then there's Zul, the Festival of 1,000 Lanterns, which is essentially the Kalmyk people's birthday, as traditionally, everyone aged 1 year older on this day. It's a beautiful festival of light, symbolizing enlightenment and the dispelling of darkness. These celebrations are vibrant, colorful affairs that bring the entire community together. Family ties are incredibly strong in Kalmyk society, and respect for one's elders is paramount. This isn't just a polite suggestion, it's a deeply ingrained value. Older family members are seen as repositories of wisdom and experience, and their guidance is often sought and highly valued. This intergenerational connection ensures that traditions and cultural knowledge are passed down effectively. You'll often see families out together spanning several generations, particularly during festivals or important life events. This strong sense of kinship provides a vital support network and reinforces cultural identity. Even in seemingly small, everyday interactions, you can observe these customs. For instance, the way tea is served often follows a particular etiquette, showing respect to the guest. There are also beliefs connected to the natural world, remnants of their nomadic past and shamanistic influences that predate Buddhism for some. Certain places might be considered sacred, or there might be specific ways to show respect for the environment. These aren't always grand, overt displays, but rather a collection of subtle practices that weave a rich cultural pattern. into the fabric of life in Elista, making it a place where the past gently whispers to the present. Section 5, a culinary adventure. What's cooking in Elista? Right, let's get to the really important stuff, shall we? The food, because let's be honest, you can't truly get to know a place without getting to know what's bubbling away in its cooking pots. And Kalmyk cuisine, much like the culture itself, is distinctive and deeply connected to the region's history and landscape. Given the traditionally nomadic lifestyle of the Kalmyk people, their diet has historically revolved around meat, particularly mutton and dairy products. These were a practical necessity on the open steppe, providing sustenance and warmth in a sometimes harsh environment. One of the absolute staples, and something you'll almost certainly encounter, is mutton. This is essentially a hearty mutton broth, often simmered for hours until the meat is incredibly tender. It might sound simple, but don't let that fool you. A well-made mutton is deeply flavorful, warming, and incredibly satisfying, especially if you've been out exploring in the sometimes breezy steppe climate. It's often served with large chunks of mutton and perhaps some potatoes or onions. It's honest, unpretentious food that speaks of a life lived close to the land, a true taste of Kalmyk tradition. Then there are the delightful bortsoki. These are small pieces of dough, often twisted into various shapes and then deep fried until golden brown and puffy. Think of them as a sort of Kalmyk donut, but usually unsweetened or only very lightly sweetened. They are incredibly Moorish and are served on almost every occasion with tea as part of a larger meal during festivals or just as a welcoming snack for guests. Each family might have their own subtle variations, but the warm, slightly crispy, slightly chewy texture is universally appealing. You really can't visit Elista without trying some fresh bortsoki, and you simply cannot talk about Kalmyk cuisine without mentioning jomba, also known as Kalmyk tea. Now, prepare yourself because this isn't your average cup of Earl Grey. Jomba is a unique concoction made with pressed green or black tea milk, traditionally used milk, but cow's milk is common now, butter and salt. Yes, salt, and sometimes nutmeg or other spices. It might sound a bit unusual to a Western palate, but it's incredibly well suited to the local climate and diet, nourishing, warming, and surprisingly refreshing once you get used to the savoury taste. It's a true cultural icon. Section 6. Beyond the plate. The stories simmering in Kalmyk kitchens. The food in Elista, you see, is so much more than just sustenance. It's a carrier of stories, a symbol of identity, and a way of preserving cultural heritage. Each dish, each ingredient, has a connection to the Kalmyk people's journey, their environment, and their values. Take the prevalence of mutton, for example. Sheep were, and in many rural areas still are, a vital resource for nomadic and semi-nomadic peoples, providing meat, milk, wool for clothing, and skins for shelter. So a dish like makan isn't just soup, it's a direct link to a way of life that sustained their ancestors for centuries on the vast open steppes. The very act of preparing and sharing food is imbued with cultural significance. Hospitality, as we've mentioned, is paramount, and offering food and drink to a guest is a fundamental expression of this. When you're invited to share jomba tea and bortsoki, you're not just being offered refreshments. You're being welcomed into a cultural space, participating in a tradition that has been passed down through countless generations. The care taken in preparing these items, even seemingly simple ones, reflects a deep respect for both the guest and the traditions themselves. It's a language of welcome spoken through flavors and aromas. Festivals and special occasions are often marked by specific foods. Certain types of bortsoki, for instance, might be made in particular shapes to symbolize good luck, longevity, or prosperity during celebrations like Zagansa or Zul. The communal preparation of these festive meals further strengthens community bonds, with families and neighbors often coming together to cook, share, and celebrate. These culinary traditions become a focal point for cultural transmission as younger generations learn the recipes and the stories behind them from their elders, ensuring the continuation of their unique heritage. Even the famous jomba tea tells a story of adaptation and resourcefulness. The ingredients, tea bricks, which were easily transportable, butter and salt provided essential calories, hydration and electrolytes, crucial for survival in a challenging environment. It was a practical solution born out of necessity, which over time became a cherished cultural tradition. So when you sip that salty, buttery tea, you're tasting a piece of history, a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of the Kalmyk people. It's a culinary narrative that speaks volumes about their past and their enduring spirit. Section 7, Landmarks that speak volumes, Elista's visual wonders. All right, let's imagine we're strolling through Elista, taking in the sights. The city has a visual character that's quite unlike any other in Russia, largely thanks to its Buddhist heritage and some rather ambitious modern projects. The most dominant and unmissable landmark is undoubtedly the Burkan Bakshin Altan Sume, or the golden abode of Buddha Shakyamuni. This isn't just a temple, it's one of the largest Buddhist temples in Europe, and it is truly magnificent. Its sheer scale, vibrant colors, and intricate traditional Tibetan architecture make it a breathtaking sight, rising majestically from the surrounding cityscape. Inside the golden abode, you'll find an atmosphere of profound peace and spirituality. There's a gigantic statue of Buddha Shakyamuni, gilded and serene, which is said to be the tallest in Russia and Europe. The walls are adorned with intricate thangkas, Tibetan Buddhist paintings on cotton or silk, depicting various deities and scenes from Buddhist teachings. Monks in saffron robes go about their duties. Prayer wheels are gently spun by devotees, and the air is often filled with the low hum of chanting or the scent of incense. It's a place that invites quiet contemplation, regardless of your own beliefs. Another fascinating and somewhat quirky landmark is City Chess, or Shikmatny Gorodok. This complex was built in 1998 when Elista hosted the 33rd Chess Olympiad, largely thanks to the efforts of Kirsan Ilyumzhinov, the former president of Kalmykia, and also the former head of FIDE, the World Chess Federation. It's a whole neighborhood designed with chess as its theme, featuring a chess palace, sculptures related to chess, and streets named after chess pieces or famous players. It's a rather surreal and unique place, a testament to a period of ambitious development and a passion for the game of kings. Beyond these major sites, Elista is sprinkled with other interesting structures that reflect its unique identity. You'll find smaller stupas, pagodas like the 7 Days Pagoda in the main square, which houses a large prayer wheel, and various sculptures depicting figures from Kalmyk folklore and Buddhist tradition. There's also the old Hurul, Syakusen Sume, an older Buddhist temple that, while smaller than the Golden Abode, has its own historical significance and charm. These landmarks collectively tell the story of Elista's spiritual heart and its modern aspirations, creating a cityscape that is both ancient and contemporary. Section 8. Why Elista sparkles, a unique jewel in Russia's crown. So what is it exactly that makes Elista stand out so vividly on the vast map of Russia? It's not just one thing, of course, but a rather delightful constellation of factors. Primarily, it's the deeply embedded and very visible Buddhist culture. In a country predominantly shaped by Orthodox Christianity and decades of Soviet atheism, Elista offers a profoundly different spiritual and cultural landscape. The sight of monks, the sound of prayer wheels, the architecture of the temples, these are not fleeting novelties, but integral parts of the city's daily life and identity. This makes it a truly unique destination within European Russia. Then there's the Kalmyk heritage itself. The Kalmyk people are the only Mongolic ethnic group whose traditional homeland lies within Europe. Their journey from Central Asia, their preservation of language, traditions, and their Buddhist faith over centuries, often in the face of immense hardship, is a remarkable story of cultural resilience. Elista, as their capital, is the focal point of this living heritage. It's a place where you can directly engage with a culture that has a distinct lineage quite separate from the Slavic majority, offering a different perspective on Russia's diverse ethnic tapestry. The stark, beautiful, and somewhat austere steppe landscape that surrounds Elista also contributes to its unique character. This environment shaped the Kalmyks' traditionally nomadic way of life and continues to influence their culture and worldview. The city feels like an oasis, a vibrant hub of life set against this expansive elemental backdrop. This geographical context adds another layer to its distinctiveness, making it feel a world away from the forests of northern Russia or the mountains of the Caucasus. It's a city intrinsically linked to its specific and rather dramatic natural setting. Ultimately, Elista stands out because it offers an experience of Russia that defies common expectations. It's a place of surprising encounters, where Eastern philosophy meets European geography, where ancient traditions thrive alongside modern life, and where the spirit of the steppe feels ever present. It's not trying to be Moscow or St. Petersburg. It's content in its own unique skin, offering a quieter, more introspective, but no less fascinating, glimpse into the incredible diversity that Russia holds. It's a reminder that sometimes the most interesting discoveries are found a little off the beaten path. Section 9, a heartfelt thank you and a gentle nudge to explore. Well, our little virtual meander through the streets and traditions of Elista has, I'm afraid, come to an end. I do hope you've enjoyed this brief glimpse into what makes this city so very special. It's been a genuine pleasure to share some of its unique charms with you, from the magnificent sight of the Golden Abode to the warming taste of Kalmyk tea. There's something rather wonderful about discovering places that offer a different perspective, a little window into another way of life. And Elista certainly does that in spades. Thank you ever so much for joining me on this little tour. It's cities like Elista that remind us just how wonderfully diverse our world is. They are the places that hold on to their stories, their traditions and their unique spirit, often against considerable odds. They offer us a chance to step outside our usual experiences and see things with fresh eyes. Elista, with its Buddhist heart beating strongly in the Russian steppe, is a testament to the enduring power of culture and faith. It's a city that doesn't necessarily shout its virtues from the rooftops, but quietly and confidently shares its rich heritage with those who take the time to visit and observe. If this little chat has piqued your curiosity even a tiny bit, then my job here is done. Perhaps you'll find yourself looking up a few more pictures or reading a bit more about Kalmyk history, or maybe, just maybe, you'll even consider adding Elista to a future travel itinerary. The world is a book, as they say, and those who do not travel read only one page. Elista offers a truly fascinating chapter, one filled with colour, spirituality and the incredible warmth of its people. It's a place that deserves to be known and appreciated. So, once again, thank you for your time and attention. It's always a joy to share these little discoveries. Keep exploring, keep being curious, and who knows what other unexpected gems you might uncover along the way. Elista is out there, a unique beacon on the steppe, quietly inviting those with an adventurous spirit and an open mind. And that, I think, is a rather wonderful thing indeed. Farewell for now, and happy travels, whether they be in person or purely in your imagination.